Hi, I am Rebecca. This is my knitting vlog about knitting. And I am the most awkward person alive. And this is a totally unscripted podcast. I don't really write notes, and whatever happens, happens. We just go with it here. I don't know. I like to be as surprised as everybody else. Wow. Okay, so let's see. I'm a knitter. I'm a fiber enthusiast. I live in Silverdale, Washington, and I have 5 kids and 2 dogs. And they don't knit. My oldest daughter does. Okay, my dogs don't knit, so they're just kind of a drain. They eat a lot of food and take my yarn money for not a lot back. Anyway, I love knitting. I love fiber, and that's basically it. I'm really sad, actually. Like, I love where I live, but there's no knitting festivals, and I get online and see everybody going to Rhinebeck and Maryland Sheep and Wool and all kinds of places that are so fun, and they're like 2 hours from their house. We have Fiber Fusion, which happened in June, and I didn't get to go because it was my daughter's birthday. And I think there's like some red alder thing happening at some point. We do have Vogue Knitting Live sometimes. Maybe I'll make it to that if it comes back next year. That's it though, and it kind of sucks. And we don't even, like, South California has more stuff than we do. Why do they have a Stitches South California and not a Stitches Pacific Northwest? Why? I want to go somewhere. I want to do something. But the problem is that anytime I want to go somewhere, I have to fly there because it's so freaking far away. And that takes all of my money, right? Like, a plane ticket is like $300. That's now I can go and afford, and an Airbnb and a rental car, I can afford a skein of yarn. Stupid. I don't get to go anywhere, so that's kind of a bummer. If you guys know of anywhere in the general area that is a fiber festival ever, let me know, because there was Oregon OFFF, there was that. I didn't get to go to that because it's too far away. I'd have to rent a car because my cars are all beaters. It's what I prefer to drive, but it makes it a pain when you're trying to go somewhere a long distance. Oh my gosh, I'm so, like, I have so much FOMO. It's fall. I want to go hang out with other knitters and drink cider and donuts. Eat donuts, not drink them. I want to go do those things, and I don't get to because I live in the Pacific Northwest, where we have 75,000 yarn stores, 1 million knitters, and no yarn festivals at all. It's so horrible. We even have alpaca farms. I think people raise sheep here. So much local fiber, and it's such a thing, and it gets cold here. It's not like Southern California, and we need more. So if anybody knows the manager of yarn festivals, message me, because I want to email them and call and be like, what the heck? I'd go. Maybe no one else would. I don't know. Anyway, I watched a lefty knitter, Aquila, do her Rhinebeck recap, and I watched Lorelei from Handmade by Lorelei. Is that the name? Both of their Rhinebeck recaps, and I wanted to be there so bad. I didn't go for a myriad of reasons. A, I just didn't. It never happened. And B, did I say A? Or did I? Yeah. B, I'm kind of afraid of flying. C, I'm kind of afraid of the people flying on planes. And D, I don't want to get polio because that was in New York. And I don't want to get COVID. Like, I just let all of my fears and anxieties and phobias kind of just stop me from going, which was kind of a bummer. Right. So I'm really sad I missed out, but it's fine. It's fine. I definitely don't hate anybody who went. I don't have negative feelings, and I definitely don't, not want to be their friend anymore. They went without me. It's fine. Okay, I like knitting, and this is what this is about. We're still on the topic of knitting, right? I haven't strayed too much. We're still talking about yarn festivals. Oh, by the way, thanks for all the compliments, you guys, on my hair. It doesn't look as great today, but this is how it grows out naturally. I don't do anything with my hair. I've had one haircut in the last 10 years, and it was recently. I don't do anything with my hair, but I do love it. The way it's like streaking gray, I think it's great. So let's see, Stephen West Mystery Knit Along. I did finish Clue 2. I have to weave in all of the ends. Will I get around to that today? I don't know. I try to always get the Stephen West thing done a day before the Clue comes out. And so I was successful. I have all day today to do all the things I need to do to prepare for the upcoming week. Laundry, cleaning, boring stuff I don't want to do, meal prep, things like that. I want to clean up my car today. Like, this is quality content that you guys are getting today. That's what I want to do. I want to go do stuff. I want to, I might go to Target and buy cleaning supplies. I don't love cleaning, but I love cleaning supplies. Love. I will buy all of the cleaning supplies all of the time. I love them. I also love office supplies. I could go to Staples and just spend so much money. I don't like organizing. I don't like organizing anything. But I would like to have the option, right? I want to have cleaning supplies on hand in case I want to clean something, right? So I want to go do that. Plus, if you go to Target to buy cleaning supplies, you're being productive, but you're not actually like having to clean. You can just be getting ready to clean, and people are like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So maybe I will do that today. But anyway, Clue number 2 is finished, and I do have a complaint, and I would like to lodge it with the rest of the internet, I guess. These clues are so long. They're so long, and I am amazed that anybody with a full-time job manages to do them. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. I have all the knitting time in the world. I have very few responsibilities. I wake up at 5. I have nothing to do till 7. I get my kids out the door for school. The bus comes around 8:20, 8:40, in that range. And then I come back home and I sit here and I make videos and I knit, and that's it until 4 o'clock when the bus comes again. I just gave a range for the bus because I didn't want to give out the bus time. And then I'm like, my kid's bus comes at 4. It actually does have a range there, but it's around 4. And then I sit on my butt for probably another 30 minutes. And then I usually, sometimes, most of the time, occasionally, get up and make dinner, and we eat dinner, and then I sit down and I knit more, and then we do chores. And that takes probably like 30 minutes in the evening, and then I go to bed. Sometimes I knit a little bit before then too. Like, I have all day to knit and I still don't get it done. That is my entire point. I have not knit on anything besides this mystery knit along, and I'm not a slow knitter. I'm not. This has taken forever. And I feel like it would be better if he just made a little smaller sections sometimes. Like, I really expected Clue 2 to be a little smaller, like maybe the size of just the short rows on each side. Spoiler. Maybe that, but to have like the short rows and the cabling and like, it was a lot of knitting. And even though I was 100% ready for Clue 2, I did not get it done until this morning. Actually, I woke up and I did the last 4 rows in the bind off. It was a lot of knitting. It was a lot of knitting. I had to break into my second ball of Scorched Slime by Dream & Color in the Squishy Cashmere base or something, especially with cashmere. This was $34 because it was the cashmere base. The smushy without the cashmere is $29, and I don't think the extra $5 worth it for the softness. This isn't honestly very soft. If you handed me this and said, oh, look at my yarn, I would probably assume this was 80/20. It's not that great. Sorry, Dream & Color. It's just not that great, which is kind of sad. Maybe it's nicer if you knit it at a tight gauge and it sucks, but honestly, I'm holding it, I'm knitting with it, it's not great. Stroll is much softer. I've talked about that before. I'm using Madeline Tosh sock, which is about the same. It's about the same. I don't know the fiber content of Madeline Tosh sock, but here we are. Twist Light, I don't know what it is. Pop Rocks, Scorched Slime, and Stroll, Knit Pick Stroll in the black colorway. And I'm going to be honest with you, 100% honest with you. The black is softer than both of these. This is, I think, 75/25, and it is softer, and it is more delightful to work with. I get excited about knitting with the black just because of the softness. I wish I would have done the entire thing in Stroll, but I was like, oh, I want it to be nice, so I bought cashmere. The other reason I bought the cashmere was because the other colors, this colorway on other bases on Eat Sleep Knit were more variegated, and I really wanted a solid, so I bought this instead. So I did break into my second ball of this, and I have already used my third ball of this, so I am well over 2 skeins in, and I used barely any of this so far. Obviously, this is my accent color, which I do have regrets. I wish that I would have used more of an aqua blue instead, and I will not be adding aqua blue because I really don't like teal and aqua blue with hot pink. I just don't. It's not my thing. I did it once on a doodler. My very first Stephen West Mystery Knit Along, I did hot pink and an aqua blue, and I hated it. And that color combination has now traumatized me. It wasn't the color combination itself. It was how much I hated that my color choices. I hated my color. That's a whole long story. I didn't like my color choices because they weren't choices. I just threw dye in a pot because I was like, well, it's a Stephen West Mystery Knit Along and his designs are horrible. It doesn't matter if my yarn looks like crap. Because I didn't like Stephen West back in the day, but I didn't have anything else to knit. And so my colors look like crap and I didn't like them, and that's the whole story. I guess it wasn't that long anyway. Pop Rocks, Madeline Tosh, my favorite pink in the whole world. I've never loved a pink as much as I love this. All right, so I'm gonna show you the clue. The whole thing. I think you've already seen it by now, but if you haven't, get ready for an experience. Here's clue 1. Here's clue 2 with the cables. I haven't woven in my ends yet. Don't mention that. I already told you. Okay. I'm just joking. All right. So what I did, I didn't like the small cables that he did. I thought that they were not my style to put it. Like, I don't want to criticize it because if other people like it, I'm really happy for them. And if that's what they wanted to do, that's great. To me, it looked like he made a mistake and kept going and was just like, well, I guess this is what it looks like now. I didn't like that, so I don't even know what size I'm on. I did my cables twisted in that direction like that and not the S shape, and I really like it. And then on the other side, I did the same thing, but I made the cables go the other direction. So they're like mirrored on each side. I don't think he did that on his own shawl. I think they go the same direction. And maybe he did that for a reason, but I didn't want to because it's mine. And I felt like doing it that way. You know, I really try to be a Stephen West purist. Like I try, I always want to, but I always end up kind of modifying things for it to be the way that I want them. And by the way, Stephen West totally approves of that. He'll, people ask questions and be like, oh, can I use 6 colors? Can I use scraps? Can I use cashmere? Can I use worsted? And he's always like, it's your shawl. Live your life, man. Like, make whatever you want. And so I am living my best life, and it's my shawl, and I like it. And that's what matters, right? So that's what I did. If you're intimidated by the cabling, because you've never cabled before, which a lot of people haven't, I just want to say, you only have to cable on 4 rows out of 30 something, right? There's only 4 cable rows. Cabling can look intimidating. It is not that scary. Yes, there's quite a few cables, but by the time you're done, you'll be fine. There's only 4 rows. That's it. And then the rest of it is just basically following a ribbing pattern. There's a little more, but it's basically just following a ribbing pattern and 4 rows of cables. You can do it. Don't be discouraged. Don't be intimidated. So this is it. I am ready for clue 3. I'm so excited. I think this is going to be so great. Well, it could be great. I don't know. I'm kind of like, there you go. I don't know. What do you guys think? Are you excited? I'm so excited. So anyway, that's that. I will start clue 3 tomorrow, but I have to take my daughter to the doctor in the afternoon. I normally wouldn't do that, but that was when I could get her in, and so that's how that has to be. It's fine. I don't mind parenting my kids. Fine. It's fine. other thing I was going to tell you before I leave, because we're at 15 minutes now. If you guys ever have any knitting questions, and I'm talking to you specifically, if you have any knitting questions or you need advice or you want to run colors by somebody or you want to talk to somebody, talk something through, if you have a question about a pattern, you can always DM me on Instagram. That's where I'm most active. I will get back to you. I have clear boundaries for myself about when I reply. I don't feel obligated to reply to anybody, even my best friends, right away, because I do value my own time, and you should value yours as well. I will get back to you though. I will respond. I usually respond within a couple of hours. It could be seconds, could be hours. I like to keep us both surprised. But if you need somebody to talk to about your knitting problems, you can message me. I will help you as the best I can. I've only ever not been able to help somebody once. And if I've not been able to help somebody more than that, then they have lied to me. So don't ask me questions about professional finishing. Don't ask me questions about gauge. I can't help you. I suck at those things. I don't know. But I'm pretty good at a lot of things about knitting. I'm not a professional by any means, but if you need a knitting friend, I'm your girl. So I don't care if you block me after. I don't care if you hate me. I genuinely don't care. My profile is public. You can message me anytime. You can block me afterward. It doesn't matter. I will literally help anybody, even if, you know, they used to be my friend and then they hate me and then they come back and ask a question. That's happened before several times actually, which is fine. I don't care. I love knitting and I love talking about knitting, and I'm really not like very specific. I'll talk to strangers at the store about knitting and they don't even care. So I'll talk to anybody about knitting as often as I can. So yeah, hit me up if you need to. Add me on Instagram if you want to be friends, or if you just want to follow along with my shenanigans, that's fine too. We don't have to be friends. I won't force you to be friends with me. I'm nice though. And so follow me on Instagram, be my friend, and yeah, okay. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm so excited about Clue 3, and okay, bye.